They say a dream is the only place that you are truly alone, where you can walk near or far and be the only one to remember it. But with each step that you take in a dream, your eyes may begin to wander, looking to and fro as if someone were walking alongside you. And you'll start to wonder where the dreams began. There are those who believe there are many Dreamkeepers, and perhaps there are. Or perhaps there's just one that can move through time unlike you and I. Or maybe for those who walk through dreams, there is no time, at least as we know it. For in a dream, what is out of reach? But every time you glance to the empty space beside you, wonder what drew your eye there, and are these dreams really even yours at all?
I am the keeper of dreams and nightmares.
Oh, it's you. Joining me on another dream building session today, are you? Let me show you what I've been cooking up lately. Oh, that's not it? No. Ugh, what is wrong with this thing today? Ah, there it is. My new dream palace. Nice, isn't it?
Complete with a wing for daydreams and a wing for nightmares. Well, we're on a tight schedule here.
So let's make it happen, shall we? What, you thought I could just snap my fingers and it would appear? Dreams take a lot of hard work, you know. Why do I even do this if nobody's gonna appreciate it? The secret is the base of any good dream is made from cardboard. All we need is a little structural skeleton to really get this dream off the ground. We're building this upside down, but the castle will sit on the wide end, and our island comes down to a point at the bottom. Our castle will be lit up by starlight throughout, so we'll need a place to store its power. We'll build a small container so we can shroud it inside the mountain for later. Once we have a nice base built, we can start building up the shapes of rocks with malleable mirrors. We'll cover all the gaps and start placing the mirrors in a natural shape to build the mountain. To finally start the terrain of the island, we need to mix up a batch of my special dream paste that will hold everything together and prevent this from becoming a nightmare. Ah, that's the stuff. Anywhere your imagination goes, the dream paste will follow. It can mimic any texture and hold together any form. All we need to do now is slather on a healthy coating of this, followed by the fabric of reality. I'm using the paper variety. And then dream paste on top once again. Creating a new world can be a lot of work, and we're on a schedule here, so let's speed this up a little, shall we? Ah, right on time. In the realm of dreams, we are surrounded by a great many clouds and much fog. To draw them to us and make our dreams even more powerful, we must surround the top of the island with vapor rods. Then, we can finally give our island a rock texture with a nice coat of stone paint, starting with a middle gray and building in highlights and shadows with darker and lighter colors and dry brushing to bring out the texture of our dream paste. I'll be borrowing just a few of my stars to help activate our vapor rods and light up the dream wing of our castle. I've frozen a few raindrops in time so that we can suspend them around the island to gather as much of the starlight as possible and power even more dreams. These too will attach to the vapor rods, so all of our power sources can work together to create as many beautiful dreams as possible. The foundation of our dream castle is built upon paperboard, like most good things. So let's pull out the fantasy former and get to work. Any good dream castle must have lots and lots of windows, so we can peer into many different universes and have many types of views. The more different shapes, the better. Once we've cut these areas out, we can start stitching together our castle piece by piece. The back wing of the building is where dreams and nightmares begin to overlap. For all those dreams that leave you with an ambiguous feeling, this is one of the biggest buildings in the castle because most things exist in shades of gray. The front entrance of the building is one of the most spectacular, with many different shapes and large doors to welcome in all sorts of new ideas. Various parts of the castle will get decorative trim. This part of the building has much ornamentation and draws you in to encourage you to dream. One of the most important buildings in the Nightmare Wing is the observatory. Most nightmares are formed by events and experiences that happen in life, and they can all be seen from the observatory, past, present, or future. Both the Nightmare and the Daydream Wing come equipped with a tower. It is in these areas that the dreamiest dreams and the most unsettling nightmares reside. They are fraught with both fancy and fright. There are also small towers throughout the castle, with offshoots for the wandering mind. The places you find yourself without quite realizing how you got there. Perhaps one of the most important pieces of the castle is the clock tower. When you find yourself in a dream, you may discover that time does not pass in the way it usually does. The most important secret of being a dreamkeeper is having a different perception of time. 10 minutes may pass, and then soon enough you'll find those same 10 minutes passing once again. Only you're in a different place altogether, or further along in a task, and soon enough you'll find that it's complete, before you can even remember beginning. After we've dreamt up the base of all of our castle elements, we must give it a dazzling exterior. Every dream exists on a spectrum from true nightmare to pure daydream. Our castle reflects this in its facade with a gradient from black to white and every tone in between. We'll add some handles to the front door so that all may enter easily. We'll pluck a small gathering of cloud and start spreading them throughout the castle. The observatory gets a humble helping of haze and is topped off with its windowed dome and a center roof ornamentation. We'll add the dome's panes and then move on to the back wing of the building. This gets covered too with the gradient coating, and we can begin to lay windows within. All windows are coated with a veiling frost, obscured from the outside but clear from the inside. Every tower offshoot gets painted a light gray gradient that will carry onto our clock tower as well. The frame of the clock gets a coat of silver to echo the many reflections of time that one can move through in a dream. We'll finally add some roofs to top off our buildings. Then we'll assemble our castle piece by piece on its final resting place on top of the island. The entrance gets secured first, and its roof finally put atop its peak, with rows of shingles, and capping the peak off with a row of ridge covers. We'll secure the observatory and the back hall behind the entrance, and then adding in each wing's main tower. The clock tower sits precariously above the rest of the castle, and then the small tower offshoots are divvied up throughout the castle. A side platform connects the back hall and the dream tower. And then we'll add some silver dreamstones sparingly to absorb the powers of the moon. Finally, we'll activate our vapor rods and draw the clouds in around our castle for both protection and obscurity. I can sense you getting very, very tired. Don't worry, I have a feeling this one's gonna be a wonderful dream. Ah, you're back, are you? You were only out for a few minutes. Or was it a few days? How did you enjoy my palace? I think it's everything I've ever dreamed of. Don't worry, you can visit any time you like. Next time you find yourself lost in a dream, listen for my footsteps traveling beside you. Don't turn around, but follow the ticking of the clock, and you'll find yourself arriving at the castle doors. Well, you seem to be nodding off, so I'll let you take a rest. Unless you want to see how I dreamed up my office and my robes. In that case, follow me to the secret Patreon wing of the castle. But if not, just let your eyes fall shut. I'm sure I'll see you before you know it.